Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another review for this month's issue of the Walking Dead comic book series. This is for issue 181. It is called Together Strong. And spoiler warning, as per usual, if you guys have not read this issue for the Walking Dead comic book series yet. So 181, Together Strong. Alright, so this is the cover where we see Mercer and the princess, and they're kind of fighting off some zombies. So, you know, it looked pretty cool. It looked like a pretty good issue. And we're seeing more of a focus right now in the Walking Dead on really building up the new kind of storyline that they're going with right now with the Commonwealth. Bringing in some new characters, which, you know, every so often in The Walking Dead, they do need to do that. Like, you know, with all the character deaths and everybody, so many characters being killed off, you do have to bring in some new ones and kind of develop them a little bit to fill out that roster in the series. And with the Walking Dead comic book series right now, we've got a pretty heavy focus on Mercer, as well as the princess, and then also you know, Pamela, and just, you know, the whole Commonwealth as a whole. So in this issue, we pretty much see the whole thing go through. It released yesterday, by the way. Sorry I didn't get the review posted for you guys yesterday. I had to start work early, so I didn't get it done until after work last night. Yeah, so we pretty much see, you know, it's an okay issue, I want to say. You have basically a mini zombie group that comes through as a result of Dwight sort of not listening to Rick. What Dwight did is he pulled some of the forces to kind of tag along and kind of be in sort of the background in case things got tricky with regards to the new, you know, people that were there that they didn't necessarily trust and they didn't know. So, you know, I felt like, oh, it's pretty smart. His intention was pretty smart, right? But he pulled Vincent and Annie from you know, guard duty or just as spotters to go around and, you know, make sure that there's no zombie herds coming through. So because they were pulled off, it sort of caused this problem where as they were kind of showing Pamela, Governor Milton around, you had sort of the zombie group that kind of came through as a result of Dwight not listening to Rick in a way that was kind of smart, but at the same time not, because then he pulled off the spotters and they weren't able to see this zombie herd until it was pretty much just on top of them and on top of the Oceanside. So Rick was a little bit pissed with Dwight again. They have a strange relationship between Rick and Dwight in the comic book series version. It's just different from what you might expect. You know, Dwight does kind of listen to Rick, but, you know, it's sort of a... It's just a tricky little relationship they have. So we see a whole bunch of zombies get, you know, blown apart by, at first I read them as like the saviors. I'm like, oh, the saviors are here. But it's, you know, Dwight's military, right, that they put together. It's the military of the survivors or of Alexandria or what have you. So that was pretty cool to see. You've got the funny part at the end, which is probably why they're on the cover, where Mercer and the princess are killing a whole bunch of zombies. And then you basically have... the princess turns to him, or turns around and kisses him, which is kind of funny because she's, you know, she's crazy, right? Which I actually do kind of like, because I think at this point in time in the zombie apocalypse, I do think it makes sense that you would have some survivors that literally were on their own for maybe a year, 2, 3 years, even by themselves, right? Just surviving and just trying to find whatever food they can, and, you know, being totally by themselves. So when they meet other people or they see other people, maybe they've forgotten how to socialize, or they're just so excited they can't contain themselves because they were so lonely for so long. So I thought it was funny. It was kind of cute that she did that. So apparently she likes Mercer. We'll have to see if maybe the two get into a relationship or not. They're kind of polar opposites in that she's kind of this crazy, extroverted and nutty person, right? And then he's like this, you know, well, he's a commander, so I guess he has to be somewhat, you know, extroverted, but he's just kind of like a, you know, man of few words, big, strong, you know, tough kind of guy. So used to killing zombies. So it's kind of funny, and we'll have to see if they do more with that in the future, and if they, you know, get in a relationship or something, which could be, you know, Princess is good to have around for kind of the comic relief. I think she's kind of fun. So there was all that stuff, which was it was okay, and then we got just some touch time with each different, kind of storyline that's going on here. So we got to see Pamela seeing the Oceanside for the first time. We got some nice splash pages. We got a pretty cool splash page of zombies coming through. We have Michonne, who takes the lawyer job. So she decides to stay in the Commonwealth. She takes a job as a lawyer, and she's going to have to get, it's been a long time for her, so she's going to have to get refreshed and I guess start practicing law in the Commonwealth. I don't know what that looks like or what she's going to have to do. We'll have to see, man, and whether or not she can take it. I'm still predicting that she's not going to be able to go back. You can't go back, Bob, right? So I don't think she's going to be able to just do a regular job like she used to do and pretend like it's back to regular civilization again and that there isn't this whole zombie apocalypse out there with all of her friends. As much as she loves her daughter, I think she's going to try to leave with her daughter, and we'll have to see how they respond to that. But for now, she's happy with everything and she's good. So maybe something to watch for in the future. We've got Carl meeting Joshua, who's one of the people that ran into the Whispers just before, or just before he met the people of the hilltop. So Maggie and all the others. And they seem to be, maybe striking up a friendship right away, or maybe their ages are somewhat similar. So Carl kind of befriends him or approaches him. He reminds me of Patrick from the Walking Dead television series, which was in season 4, first half of season 4, if you guys remember that, at the prison. There was the Patrick kid who was like a geeky kid with the glasses and stuff. Joshua reminds me I'm not sure if it's intentional or if it's just kind of something that just kind of happens, but he reminds me exactly of Patrick from the Walking Dead television series, which is fun. So we'll see if we see something similar to that. Wouldn't that be cool if and sometimes I feel like maybe Kirkman does this on purpose. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but sometimes I feel like there's certain elements of the television series that he kind of on purpose sort of brings into the comics. So it's sort of the opposite, right? So usually you'd have the TV series that adapts a lot of the moments from the comic book series. But sometimes I feel like in the comic book series, he might adapt on purpose or maybe not moments from the television series, or maybe it's that they've done so much stuff in the television series that certain things you see remind you of what you saw before. Anyway, the Carl Joshua thing really reminds me of the first half of season 4 with Carl in the TV series and Patrick. So we have all that. We have Maggie, Jesus, and Aaron having a conversation about whether or not they can trust Josh and his family or the people he's with. And then we have them, basically she's asking about, she doesn't believe the Whisperers are dead, so they have to kind of convince her. They have to tell her, yes, Beta's dead, the Whisperers are gone, good riddance, that kind of deal. And, to recap, I feel like it was kind of a short issue because is that really all that happened? That's the issue, right? So it does kind of feel strange because it does kind of feel like it was a shorter issue than what we're used to. Some things are interesting is recently with all kind of the news about Rick and the TV series and possibly Andrew Lincoln leaving and, possibly the zombie herd, this kind of thing. If you guys saw the spoiler video I did this week, you know what I'm talking about. But when I read this through and you see Rick and he kind of goes in front of the mini zombie group and that kind of thing, I was like, it just made me think of the TV series. Is this what we're going to see? He goes in front, but then he falls off or something happens or something. I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that with regards to spoilers and TV series, and who knows. But it just kind of made me think of recently what we've been discussing with regards to the TV series and some different potential downfalls for Rick. So I think that's all I really have to say about this issue, man. It wasn't the longest issue. I'm going to give it a 7.3 out of 10. I don't think it was a great issue. It was just it's. I think if anything, when I was reading this issue, I just said to myself, well, at least there's still new issues of The Walking Dead coming out, right? That's kind of sad. It's like, is that where we set the bar at now? We set the bar that at least there's something rather than nothing. Yeah, but after all these years and 15 years of the series and everything like that, it's like, I guess that is kind of the win. I don't know if I'm so into Mercer and the Commonwealth yet. We did get to see the armor, which was cool. We got to see one of them go in with the armor, and he was able to survive just fine because the zombies can't get at him. He kind of went in. It looked like he was going in kind of slowly and letting them sort of kind of pat on top of him to go in without rustling too many feathers or losing his balance, so they could kind of go off on him, but he wouldn't actually get bitten or scratched or anything because they can't bite through the armor. So that was kind of a cool thing, a new thing that we'd never seen before, which was one of them actually go into a zombie group and the armor actually protecting him. That's kind of cool, and it kind of brings to question that maybe they have some other tactics in the Commonwealth that we've never seen before. That's something we've never seen before. someone actually go through a zombie group just because they're wearing armor in a relaxed, docile, slow type of fashion. So that'll be it for my review for this issue, guys. I thought it was okay. You know, it didn't blow me away or anything like that. Like I said, if anything, I think just with everything that's going on in the TV series right now, it just made me think, like, first of all, I guess we should just be glad the comic book series is even still coming out. And then second of all, it makes me think, like, will the TV series get here? That's where I'm like, I don't think so. You know, or if it does, it's going to be a totally different thing. Like, no Carl, you know, maybe no Rick. We'll see what happens with that. Who knows? Maybe no Maggie. Like you just go through it all. You're like, you know, will it ever get here? Well, it might, but it'll be its own kind of thing, I think. And that is if Georgie ends up actually being Pamela. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share, you can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it if you do so. Subscribe at the bottom left. A link to the t-shirt stores in the description for Trev's Channel 2. You guys click that as well, too, if you want to grab a Trev's Channel 2 t-shirt. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev. And I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.